Hello, everybody. Welcome to Crypto Talk Now. I realize that was a wonderful shot of the infamous casting couch, but nonetheless, thank you for being here tonight. We have quite a few hot topics to get into. Let's face it, there's a thing going on as we speak in Davos, Switzerland, and it's really interesting to see some of these particular interviews and so on. So, before we kick it into the comments and welcome each and every one of you, I want to outline a few of the key things that we're going to talk about tonight, such as quant, believe it or not, yes, XLM, how about that? Finally, right? On top of that, ALBT, HBAR, it's going to be really good. XRP as well. So let's go ahead and kick it in to today's show. And we're going to welcome a few people first. So let's start off with Crypto McDizzle for Shizzle. He says, yo, good to see you, Crypto Mike. Thank you for being here. Sobo, a fellow educator. Yo, McDizzle. Mr. Shagans is here. He says, good morning from Scotland. Well, thank you for being here. Tim Shea, who says, hey, good to see you, Tim. And Brittany's here. Good to see you, Brittany. Appreciate you. Big Dave's in the house. He says, what's up, man? Like, rock on. What's up, gentlemen? Yes. Let me see if there's anybody I didn't miss or I missed. Yes, Grizzly Bear Greg. Good evening. Good to see Greg. He states another long day at work. I got about an hour before I am able to go home. Oh boy. All right. And Rand's in the house. Come on, Max, bring it. I will definitely bring it. Why don't we just wait until 10,000 per quant? Then we're going to celebrate together, please. 10,000 per quant. Yeah, that would be pretty nice, huh? April Cornwell. Here's the thing. Before I say hello to April, hi, April. I'll say hello to you. You know how many people are going to basically, let's face it, sell for profit, right? There's a lot of those. But then there's a lot of people who will also recognize and say to themselves, you know what? If it made it to 10,000, it can make it to 50,000 or 100,000. They just keep going and going. Some people do that. Most people won't, but some people will. And that is really, really going to be something. All right. April Cornwell, she says, hey, chicken and taters. It's what's for dinner. Hope everyone had a beautiful day. Well, that's nice, to come home, working hard all day, and have a wonderful wife with a wonderful dinner for you and your family. That is really cool. That sounds good. Or maybe you guys share maybe one guy, cooks and maybe I don't know. Maybe you guys switch off, whatever the case be. All I ask for you guys to do, you guys probably already know it anyway, and that is, if you could, it's free. If you could hit the like button for the help, this tick up to, I don't know, 20, 30, whatever. Get this out to more and more people. GS says, good evening. Good to see you, GS. Shib woke up. Yeah, we'll get into some of these things here in a bit. I'm just going to actually pull up CoinMarketCap here for a brief moment. Yeah, it did. 18% up. That's not bad. Nothing close to what I saw in late 2021, but glad to see it. All right. But good to see you, GS. Brian Dowie, thanks for being here, man. Let's go quant. I agree. All right, let's see here. Let me go further down. Monty's book. Did you get it? Did you read it? I know he's been promoting it at Davos. Bach Tron's in the house. Hello, Bach. He says, hi, all. Good to see you, Bach. Glad that you are continuously showing up to the show. And let me see here. Who else we got up in the house? Iron Mart online. Well, I'll be darned. Iron Mart. Straight from the recorded to the live. Really appreciate you. That is really cool. Glad to have you here. It always puts a smile on my face when I see people jump from recorded to the live. That's super cool. Really glad to see it. All right. Green Candle Fanatic is in the house. Always good to see you as well. Another person from the recorded to the live, in which, let's face it, after you're here 3 straight times, then I guess I won't be saying that anymore. Maybe not. I don't know. All right, Crypto McDizzle for Shizzle. El Maximo, aka El Proximo, aka Maximilian, Maxalicious, Fabuloso. All right, I don't know where I'm going with this. All right, so let's kick it back. No book yet on my list. Okay. Green candle. Everybody wants those green god candles. I mean, it's just, you know what? That's going to be a nice thing to start the show, believe it or not. With Quant, we got some crazy green candles going on with Quant. Can you not be excited? Are you not entertained? All right. Mass debaters in the house. Greens, you hardworking crypto gurus. 4 videos per day. Wow. Well, thank you very much. Larry's been doing a really good job getting those out. I tried to do some deep dives. I was going to have some deep dives earlier today. Didn't get them out yet, but looking to get some out later today in reference to some of the things that Coach JV was talking about on his recorded. Shout out to Mendel. Like, I didn't see him here yet. I don't know if he'll be here. But for instance, I saw him in the early morning. He was at the 3T Warriors Academy's live morning show, and saw him in the comments there. Didn't have a chance to say hello or anything. But anyway, but thank you for that. Yeah, it's been nice. I mean, even yesterday, I mean, shoot, Larry put out I think he put out 13 videos. Like, do you know of any other crypto news network who does stuff like that? I mean, I know that we don't have 10K subs yet, but we're gonna get there. Green Candle Fanatic saying hello to Brian. All right, cool. I'm gonna read this comment before I kick it into our actual particular news coverage. We're about 7.5 minutes into the show. He says, it's been a brutal winter. The colder the winter, the hotter the summer. I'm holding a long way up. Well, does it get real humid over there in Oklahoma? You know, here it's dry, but man, it's a blast furnace. I think we could all agree on this, right? In the summertime, well, unless you're in the mountainy area. Yeah, those are exceptions. So, like, the only places here in the United States that have like really good year-round weather are basically Hawaii and San Diego. So everybody else is going to complain, right? Let's just be real about it. But I guess technically, even for me, I could just drive 2 hours north to Flagstaff, Arizona, and get cooled off. All right. There's only 24 hours in a day. How do you do it? Let me guess. Sleeping is for the lazy, right? I had to catch up on some of it the other day, and then today it was just, I don't know, it was really broken. But I do suffer from sleep deprivation. Somebody in the comments on a recorded video pointed it out. They're like, "Does this guy have a black eye?" And I'm like, yeah, man. You know, it's called sleep apnea. You know, it's like, but it's this right here. Always, I hate this thing, to be honest. I can't wait to finally get rid of that. But it does show up. It looks like I got punched in the eye. But anyway, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and highlight Brian Dowie's spot, and if anything, it's just a point of reference. Welcome to Crypto Talk Now. We're gonna go ahead and get into today's show, and boy, do I have something for you guys. It's in regards to Quant. Let's face it, a lot of you guys have jumped from records, to the live. So let's go ahead and start things off with some Quant. And I saw this earlier, and I said to myself, wow, this is really, really something else. Really cool to see these types of things. Shout out to Greg Lunt, but shout out to other people, part of the community, who also recognize some of these specific things. So it says, we might be setting up for a big move, using candle bodies as guidance. An inverse head and shoulders appears to be forming on the monthly chart. Face drop, face is melting, where you want to call it. If the neckline blue breaks, we basically go straight to around $280 linear chart. Now, I know this, so satisfies swing traders and so on. I'm not satisfied. I think there's people like Rayan who aren't satisfied. We're looking for the 10K plus, right? Some of us looking for 100K, which is way out. Let's face it. but it's nice to get excited nonetheless when you see things like this. So it says, Chartist, what do you say? You see some of this going on right here. And if you think, well, that's okay, let's just break it down a little bit more for you. All right. So there's other people in the community, like this guy. Shout out to Kenshin, aka Kenshin Shua. States, Quant has been pumping for 2 weeks now. Yeah. Can I say any more? I mean, yes, I will. So it says, also about to break major resistance. Absolutely insane. Can I blow it up more? Well, let's see. Yes. And look at that. Look at that. That is super impressive. You know, like, yeah, baby, Quant, dust my shoulder off as, you know, yeah. People complaining about this and so on, stating, oh, it's going to crash to $40. I'm going to get it at 40. Oh, you mean 145? Maybe that's what you meant. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. All right. With that also said, just to pound it home a little bit more, other community people out there. Well, I already showed that one for Greg One, but it's in regards to what you're about to see here. And again, it's a little bit more quant coverage. So, you know, back to Greg Lunt, Quant's all-star team, right? So, yeah, it was nice to show you guys that particular coverage in regards to what's going on with some of these green candles. Shout out to Green Candle Fanatic, right? So you got to look at this guy's resume, Gilbert Verdian. And we've shown you guys some highlights before, but if anything, look at this right here. 2009 HM Treasury Chief Security Officer. You know, they are the UK government's economic and finance ministry. Their aim was and still is to promote strong and sustainable economic growth with over 455,000 followers. On top of that, Gilbert Verdian in 2012 was the security lead where at the Ministry of Justice for the UK. On top of that, 2014 at PwC, Director of Cybersecurity. On top of that, at VocalLink, which is, you know, part of MasterCard, right? He was the CISO of the year. And like it says right here, 2030, future CEO of the most critical digital asset infrastructure on Earth. This is why we make crazy predictions. You know, like I take some heat for that. Oh, stop doing that. You shouldn't do that. It's going to ruin the channel. Blah, blah, blah. That's not from, you know, our own guys, but, you know, I have seen some comments. Anyway, and I could take it. It's all right. Here's some other highlights of what we just mentioned. Whole literal grocery list, BP, you name it. There's a picture of himself accepting his reward. But it's nice to see people with great experience. Why wouldn't you not be excited to see somebody with one of the best track records out there? And when it comes to regulatory compliance, let's face it, this guy could bring a lot to the table. And I think, if anything, there's a lot of eyeballs focusing on just that. All right. Let's kick it back into the comments for just a brief moment. We do have some more quant coverage for you. And let's see who else we got up in the house. Oh, wow. Did we really get enough comments coming in already? That's cool. So Mass states, what about California and Miami? Isn't the weather pretty nice there too? Well, California is a state. So, yeah, I mean, it depends on there's certain areas of California. Like, for instance, you know, Northern California, basically, you might as well say that, you know, oh, man, past the Redwoods. So I would say anything north of Sacramento, you're looking at, like, weather similar to Southern Oregon. Miami, the weather there is only nice, basically, in the wintertime, in my opinion. I know some people are there, they're like, oh, I love the summer weather there. No, thank you. If it's anything like Phoenix, which I heard it is, so I'm going to go from a place where is 120 degrees in the summertime, which is Phoenix, and I'm going to jump into that same climate to a sense, and then now add 90 to 100% humidity. I'm good. I'm more than good. But I have been in Miami wintertime. It was really nice. But even when I was there in the wintertime, it felt a little muggy. It was like there's a little bit too much moisture. I was like, I can only imagine what it'd be like in the summertime. All right, Brittany gives you a thumbs up. All right, Ironmart. It would really make Ironmart happy to see blood red across the board for a few more. You know how many people say that? I understand where you're coming from, but we've been talking about this since before last summer. I want to see blood in the streets. And then we saw blood in the streets. I want to see more blood. Then we saw more blood. I want to see more Black Swan events. Then we saw more Black Swan events. Then it was just like, I want to see even that much more fire and brimstone in the streets. Well, will we get to that? I don't know. All right, let's see here. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it comes across on YouTube just fine. Got the fire. Coochie Boy's in the house. Good to see Coochie Boy. Thank you for being here. Saying hello to everybody and so to me. Mr. Mike, aka I was gonna say Machach. All right. Thanks to you guys. I bought into Quant and LCX. Well, you're welcome. Good to see you. The guy who wants to reiterate that his, or maybe he's a big fan of Mike Cornwell, and there's something there I don't want to know about. So, yeah. All right. Moving along. 50K. Yes. Thank you, Sobo. And everyone's saying hello to each other, which is always a good thing. Hope your day was beautiful. My day was busy but very productive. I don't know. I've been having a couple stressed out days, but I've been trying my best to come here to be enthusiastic because let's face it, we all have problems, right? I don't know of anybody that technically doesn't have problems. Andrew Tate says he don't have no problems. In reality, he probably has some problems. Holy shit. Yes, it's doing pretty good. But nothing compared to what I've seen before. And that's what's going to get me excited in the future. So, how about this? Mr. Boomer effing Sooner. Booyaka. Booyaka. Good to see you, man. Let's see here. I think there's a few more people who followed in. Mr. Lambos, if I didn't say hello to you earlier, it was not on purpose. Good to see you. Mr. Lambos, Crypto Talk. All right. Mass Debater states he's never been to America. I have been to pretty much everywhere else around the world, but not the Americas, both north and south. Oh, man. Well, there's quite a few places to go into America. I've had people tell me, especially, the ones out in New York, you've never been to America until you've been to New York. Okay. Well, like, what is that supposed to mean? But anyway, if that's the case, I guess I've never been to America. I've been, I'm more of a West Coast type of guy / Pacific Northwest, Southwest, I've been to 10 states, basically. I've been to Washington, Oregon, California, Idaho, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, and Florida. Is that 10? I don't know. 10 states. So there's people who have been way more than that. One of my buddies has literally been to 49 states. There's like one state, I forgot what state it was, but he mentioned, he's like, yeah, there's one state I haven't been to yet. Anyway. All right. You've had a lovely day, Brittany. That's good. Hope yours was beautiful also, says to April. And I want to welcome this guy before we kick it back into the show. Good evening, CTN fam and Max. Good to see you, Crypto High, aka Watermelon Sugar Crypto High, as Larry would say. All right. You go further down. Man, you guys got some great comments here, don't you? Yep, you're just seeing that. That's good. I'm glad you're seeing that. Everybody's seeing that. That's good. Coming on to Oklahoma, the weather is perfect. Cool. Hey, look, it's the Cool Cat Crypto just came through the cat door. Good to see a Cool Cat Crypto, Triple C. Damn, it's either too hot or too humid. Yeah. I don't know. The West Coast is not really too humid, though. East Coast. Yeah. All right. Then again, Midwest, too. Mickey, I can't even pronounce that right. M-Sippy, I'm just going to say. We are not done DCing. I don't think we're done either. Almost towards the bottom. Hold on a second. Iron Mart says you'll be happier no matter what, as long as you are still doing your great videos like you do. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I do like to do the deep dive. Sometimes, like anything, you get burnt out. But it is encouraging when we have good numbers, good reception, new subscribers, all those things make, help with that, the drive. Talking about the top G, Andrew Tate. XXI Gaming's in the house. Good to see you, XXI. Thank you for being here. All right. This is a question. Let me see. With the great community, says Bogtron, support and the utility behind it, how can LCX not 100x minimum? That's a good point. We'll get into some of that. We have some LCX coverage for you guys. Even a millionaire has problems. He has millionaire people's problems. Well, he claims he's a billionaire. I saw one of his recent interviews. He claims he's actually a billionaire. So I don't know. Now XXI says he's up tonight, not passed out. Lol, that's good. All right. Let me see. I'll read this one, and that's true. I would agree with that. All right. All right, I'm going to highlight Tim's spot. Let's go ahead and get it back into the show. We try to do the 5 minutes out, 5 minutes in, and 5 minutes out if we can. All right, so we have some more news for you guys. And if anything, I'm going to share it right now. Check this out. This is really cool. First Quant Network QRC20 token sale issued on LCX exchange. Now, we have reported this in regards to the recorded section, but some people have outlined how, now it's officially there, right? If you go to LCX, I have to, go verify it myself, but that was the general consensus. This is why some people have been messaging me. They're like, now you don't have to go through, kind of like a backdoor way of accessing it. Let's face it, it was not a private sale, but it felt like it was a private pre-sale, right? But check it out. This was posted yesterday. It states, for instance, First Quant Network QRC20 token sale, Galileo protocol, right? Leo X. We did a deep dive. But for all the newcomers, check this out. It's really cool. The Leo X token is the first public launch worldwide using the Quant Network's QRC20 standardization. LCX, the Liechtenstein-based exchange and long-term strategic Quant Network partner, will manage the token sale. Physical asset-backed NFT marketplace Galileo Protocol becomes the first company to use the QRC token standard. Galileo Protocol, which is QRC-20, Leo X token presale is now live on LCX exchange. Here's a few of the key takeaways, especially if you didn't see the recorded. It's okay. Main takeaways. Quant Network's much anticipated QRC20 token standard launches. On top of that, Quant partner LCX manages the token sale, of the world's first QRC20. Galileo Protocol's private sale debuts as the first ever QRC20. Now, this is straight from Monty Metzger, CEO of LCX. He states, and I don't know how to do his voice, so maybe I'll study that later. Galileo Protocol is a new Web3 marketplace protocol designed for safely and efficiently trading, listen to this, PNFTs. We are excited about this partnership to issue Leo X tokens. Leo X, as we know, is a QRC20 utility token issued on a multi-chain protocol. I have thoroughly gone through its benefits and believe that Quant Network level security is good for safeguarding your wallet, tokens, NFTs, and transactions. Now, there's a summary here, but the key area I want to get to, for instance, is this right here, where it states, long-term strategic partner LCX will manage the private sale of Leo X, of course, using that particular QRC standard. Both entities have a history of collaboration and integration of technologies, which is true. You have that partnership with Quant, which much overlap in values and vision. LCX has established itself as a crypto asset pioneer and focuses on bridging blockchain technology with the finance and banking industries. Physical asset-backed NFT platform Galileo Protocol utilizes Quant's tokenization to create and deploy QRC20 Leo X and PNFTs. The Leo X private sale goes live on LCX using the enterprise-grade token sale manager, being the first ever, like we mentioned, QRC20 to do so. And of course, there's more of a roadmap that's going to break it down if you go to this particular link. But in regards to the sale Leo X is to facilitate the project funding and community growth. The Galileo Protocol has synergy with Quant Network and LCX, enabling crypto investors to diversify into real-world assets. That's the key thing here, real-world assets. How do we know that? Well, for instance, you have the whole thing with, diamonds, right? Basically, these diamond related NFTs that have real world value. On top of that, for instance, there is much ideological overlap between crypto asset trailblazers too. LCX's CEO Monty Metzger joins the Galileo Protocol team as, listen to this, an official advisor. So you're having basically, three different areas here all connected to this. You have Quant, you have LCX, and you even have the original Galileo Protocol team. I feel very bullish on this particular project. They stand out as being the first QRC20 token. And if anything, it's pretty significant. If you want to read more up about this, you can go to The Great Moonshot, has all the descriptions about taking a deep dive about the token security, obviously interoperability through the likes of Quant, quite a few things, the strategic partnership with LCX, how they're, been recommended by the World Economic Forum, or they're actually part of that. And then some of these other things, right? So by all means, take a look into it. I think it's pretty good stuff. We'll go ahead and kick it back into the comments, and then we'll come back for our 5 and 5. All right. So let's see here. If you guys have just come, if you haven't done so already, all I ask is that you simply hit that like button. It does help get our show out to more and more people. But yeah, really do appreciate you guys. And how about this? Boom. Boom, and boomer effing sooner. There you go. All right. Kick it back into the comments. All right. Let's see here. Do we have any other statements or comments? Yes, we do. Mr. Mass states, the world is his playground. He's been all over Europe, Turkey, Israel, Egypt, the United Arab Emirates, India, GOA, Far Eastern Japan, South Korea. Oh, okay, you went to the Far East. I mean, okay, so Japan, South Korea. It looks like, for instance, maybe been to Australia. I don't know. South Africa, Zimbabwe. You got to meet. Oh my God, I got to get me to stateside. Oh, okay, you want to come to America? Yeah, cool, man. Thanks for sharing that. Max, take a break. You are nonstop. You deserve it. Well, I try to. Here's the thing. I try to take at least one day off. All right, for real, I do. And then when I do that, it's not really a real true day off. I end up making a recorded video or something. I always try to contribute something, because the way I look at it is, I don't know how to explain this. So nothing against any of you guys who are in your 20s. If you're in your 20s and you're into crypto, I mean, that's awesome. I think that's incredible. But I want to state this, right? So, in my humble opinion, I wasted a lot of my 20s. And so when age 30 hit, right, which was, oh man, when was that? 2011 or something like that. So, I'm 41 now. So it's basically, over 10 years ago. So my attitude was, when 30 hit, I was just like, wow, stuff is starting to get real. It's just like, so all I'm saying is this, I wasted a lot of my 20s just trying to have fun, and you're not really thinking a lot about the future and so on. But when 30 hit, I was just like, man, I got to get college all done. I need, it just needs to be done. I looked at, like, I'm behind everybody. You know what I mean? And reality sets in. So I would have loved to have had that conversation with the younger self of mine and said, look, man, you need to get with it. But to all you guys out there and so on, that's the way I look at it. So yes, I do appreciate this comment. But that's where it's at. I'm trying to, whether people believe this or not, I'm really, really trying my best to not only help our network here, as Larry would say, build up and so on. And if I take too many days off, I don't see that happening. So while the grind, it can be hard, as like for all of us, right? But it's also rewarding. And I can't thank you guys enough for being supportive of what we got going on here. And on top of that, I like researching other cryptos and so on. Not necessarily everything, right? But key ones. And then from there, I also like to see the potential of some of these things and so on. But my dreams will be accomplished at some point. I really want to make my own video games at some point. Meeting venture panels in the past, back in 2015, 2016. I didn't do that just because I thought it was cool. I did that because I really wanted to get a game going on. They're just too greedy. So with crypto, that's my meal ticket to the sense to accomplish those particular dreams. But all of us have all sorts of different dreams. I mean, you may have, kids or grandkids, or you want to send them to college, or maybe you're like, you don't want to do that. Just whatever the case be, we all understand what we're here for. At least we should. But thank you for that comment, Iron Mart. Shib is on fire, folks. Yep, good to see that. All right. Mushib Sobo states, I could not get LCX Exchange to link my banks even. Oh, weird. Huh. How long ago was that? Maybe want to give us an update on that on the comments. Yeah, anybody want to know what's going on with that? All right. LCX Exchange had awesome customer service, though. This was 3 months ago, and don't know if anything has changed. All right, so you did give us an update. 2-Bit says Shib whales are buying. Yeah, that's the whole thing. That is the whole thing that always stands out when it comes to Shib. Why is there a lot of, let's face it, ETH whales / Shib whales, right? Why are they buying up lots of it? Because if anything, I think they go to, or they don't necessarily go to, but I've done this a lot of times in the past. I look at it from the perspective of how it's outperformed even Bitcoin, and how it's outperformed like literally everything to a sense. If you look at from where it first started to where, when it went to all-time highs, where even where it's at now, it still has outperformed quite a few things out there, right? I mean, literally talking about a project that started off with 10 zeros and it's gotten all the way down to, eliminating 6 zeros. So if you think about this also, it's been the template for a lot of projects, right? Because then, like a new project launches, whether the project's good or not, most aren't, let's face it. And they always pitch the same thing. They always refer to Shiba, what Shiba Inu did, and so on. So they're all like, if we were able to burn all these zeros, and then what do? Yeah, you know what they do. Then they introduce a V2. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah. All right. Shibarium, I did see that the $111 trillion burn per year was mentioned again today. Huh. That is cool. But yeah, I think both are cool. All right. Liechtenstein. Yep. He posted a vid recently. Okay. Let me go further down. Let's see here. I like how you just call it Bitcoin. That's fine, because you look at it as the real Bitcoin. So BSV is 4480. Thank you for that, cool cat. Goodness, what is still? Yeah, I'm looking to get a handful of that at least. I want to get more, but let's face it. I mean, can't get everything. I wonder if Satoshi will dox when it drops. That rhymes. All right. How much LCX should you hold? That's a decision you got to make for yourself. Some people feel as though they want at least, I don't know, 10K, 20K. Some people got it higher than that. It just depends. It depends on how about this? Can we all agree on this? It depends on how long you're looking to hold and how long you're looking to fold. That's a Kenny Rogers again for you. Anyway, but it's true. It's so true. I hear this same question when it comes to quant. I hear the same thing being mentioned about other projects. It literally just depends on some of your own personal goals of what you want to achieve. We could even apply this to XRP. Some people are like, I'm out on my XRP at 1200. Well, I don't know. I saw, for instance, Menelex comment early this morning. I think it was on 3-2 Warriors Academy on their morning show. He's basically talking about how he's not ever going to sell his XRP, and that's a good way of looking at it. It's like there's other ones to sell, and there's ones to not sell, right? Not many do you have that attitude on. Like, for instance, like, I don't know, like some of these, no offense, some of these meme tokens and so on, like, you really think I'm going to keep on, I'm going to hold those forever? Yeah, right. All right. I see we have over 40 people in here tonight. Thank you so much for that. If you're new, welcome. If you have no custom avatar, consider changing your avatar to something that speaks more about who you are and what you're about. And I'd love to go ahead and welcome you. And guys, if you see anybody new, please go ahead and welcome them. We really do appreciate it. Mr. Lambo says he remembers seeing that SHIB devs were holding Shibarium till the bull market. We might just be nearing a bull market after all. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, let me get further down. Japan was awesome. I'm sure it was. I heard nothing but good things about it. 100,000 LCX minimum. Wow, you guys are pretty bullish on that. I am too, but that's a lot. Let me see here. Yes, thank you, Larry. And River Runner's in the house. I must have skipped you. River Runner wasn't intentional. Welcome, River Runner. Good to see you back. Thank you, Green Candles. Remember, health is wealth. You must first of all take care of your health. Yes, I know. I need to. What this? Yes, it would be cool if they add a WAV file on the MMAI metaverse every time you mine a coin that goes, ooh, ooh, ah, ooh, Larry. Yes, I agree. Iron Mart Online, Max, everything always comes from your true passion. Slow jam tunes and body action. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do that. That was awkward. That's a song from Wu-Tang Clan. My bad. I sometimes get off on the Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang is on the brain. You ever see Mr. Dave Chappelle? He's like, he did this one skit. He's like, Wu-Tang. It's the way he says it. Anyway. Max, everything you always say comes from a true passion. You have a great gift. Well, thank you. You're 60 and you completely understand where you're coming from. Well, thanks. I really appreciate that. You're going to make it too. We're all going to make it. We know what we hold. We have, here's the thing. I'm not just saying this to say this, but I think it's obvious. We have a pretty intelligent audience here. You guys know what you hold. Just don't get in a rush to get rid of everything. But you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? Like a lot of us have different situations. Thank you for that. All right, Malik is in the house. Can you take a look at Bull Run Life BRL? You know what? I think that's the one that Michael, aka Crypto Lounge, is in. Dev is Steve Rocket Crypto. Thanks if you do. Hope everyone is having a great day. I will take more of a look into that. So I have my notes here, and hold on, BRL. I will add that to my list for research. I just don't want to do it currently right now, but I do appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day as well, Malik. Yeah, I still have this list just to give you guys a heads up that I don't just say, "Oh yeah, I'll look into," Oh yeah, I'll look into that. Yeah, and then you never look into it. So I am going to look into it. Here's just to give you an idea. For instance, of some of the ones I need to look into: Film Crib, which is the Netflix killer; Arc Block, ABT. You need to take more of a deeper dive into MNW, which has similarities to VET. You need to look into vector space. I need to look into EGLD and then BRL. And yes, Mike Cornwell on the text. I haven't forgotten about the one you sent me as well. But he just, again, guys, there's only so much time in a day, but that's where I look. I don't look at like, I'm gonna get this all done in one day. I don't know why people look at so many of those things like they gotta do everything in one day. That's why there's other days. But anyway. All right, Mississippi. I just got an Aleppo Titan, Cold Wallet, love it. Holds HBAR, Algo, XRP, Quant, SBG, XDC, XLM, and like 10,000 others. That's pretty cool. You don't understand why SHIB is still around. You don't understand really. You're mainly into utility tokens, but I have some SHIB, Luna Classic, Volt, say Thomas, just in case. Yeah, I mean, that's the way I look at it. I look at it from a community perspective. To answer this specific question, all right, this is a good question. The way I look at it is, in a real true bull run, when things approach all-time highs, if there's really good community support out there, those particular ones can do things. Proof be told, proof in the pudding. Like I mentioned before, the Elon token, Dogecoin Mars, has zero utility. Strong, or I should say decent community there. And while everybody was focused on everything else, they did shed a few zeros, during the last bull market. So there's that. All right. You hold exactly 0 LCX. That's all right. All right, let me go further down. You'll never sell your XRP or Quant and some of those other ones. All right, that's cool. You guys saw that video he made about DMT, right? I'm not even kidding about Coach JV. Yeah, I haven't seen that particular one, but I know what you're talking about. Huh. All right. I'm going to go to the very bottom right here. I'm going to highlight that. Tim Shea, hold your bone. Shibarium is close. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the rest, or I should say the rest, part of our particular coverage. As I have a sip of mango juice. Anyway. So if anything, I think I covered what's going on with Galileo. I did. So let's get into this right here. It's still a little bit more in regards to our particular quant coverage. We will get into some of our other coverage, but I do want to show you guys this. Thought this was really cool. And if anything, yeah, Gilbert Verdian, right? So it says 200,000 blockchain developers and 25 million software developers, but Quant makes it easy for all developers to build blockchain on their apps. Now, before I get into this next part, here's the key thing. So here at Crypto Talk Now, I always mention specifically to the newcomers when they hit me with this particular question of, just tell me real quick what stands out about Quant. So I obviously, I'm going to mention interoperability and so on, how it allows over 100 different blockchains to basically be interoperable, right? That's a key thing. But specifically speaking, hold on a second. All right. But specifically speaking, listen to this. It says, just to give you a sense of the developer market, there are only 200,000 blockchain developers out there, whereas there are 25 million broader software developers in the world. Now, here's another magic moment for Quant. With Overledger, we make it possible for all developers, not just blockchain developers, to build blockchain apps, including multi-chain apps, using any programming language, any. We currently support, listen to this, 12 SDKs, software development kits. That is really, really impressive. Add another huge, let's face it, statistic, if you will, to the conglomerate amount of statistics that they have. I thought that was really, really cool to see that. So I wanted to share that with you guys. On top of that, we are going to get into this particular coverage, which I need to share it in a different way. And it is a nice little video clip in regards to Quant before we kick it into the next part of our particular coverage. Give me just a second to pull that up. There we go. And you've seen this guy who interviews him, quite a bit before. And a shout out to the one, the only, as Larry would say, I love it when they call me Quant Papa. One of the Quant All-Stars, Quant Pop. Says Wall Street. Yeah, Wall Street recognizes Quant, and they are all in, diamond handy. They will reshape Wall Street. Quant will. This is 1 minute and 32 seconds. Listen to some of the key things mentioned here, and then we'll be right back.
Yeah, so we're shaping Wall Street. Simply put. So we've done the opposite. So instead of going door to door, we've gone and partnered with a traditional exchange. So AX Trading already has 800 institutional traders. This is all of Wall Street, and they've got connectivity to Euroclear here in Europe. So if you think about it, this is it. This is the whole financial capital markets structure.
What does it mean to have that first mover advantage?
Yeah, it's kind of like we're the infrastructure to enable this to happen, and so our code and our technology will be running kind of, if you think about it, Wall Street. It'll be running how institutions trade. It'll be running how people do settlements and stuff across networks, and how you can move a JP Morgan coin with a Wells Fargo coin. I mean, we can make that happen.
Do you think Wall Street are even aware of just how big?
Yes, they have now that they see the potential, and they're all in, and they're all in, and they're all in, and they're all in. I mean, it's reshaping how Wall Street operates, because you get access to more investors, more institutions, more assets, more markets.
Right.
And so for them, it's a no-brainer. So for them, it's a no-brainer. We're all in, a no-brainer. We're shaping Wall Street,
Shaping Wall Street, no big deal. Just shaping Wall Street. Yeah, that's pretty cool. To hear him basically in that particular interview, Gilbert Verdi, outline, for instance, the whole thing with Wells Fargo and, for instance, JP Morgan. I mean, other crypto projects, they don't necessarily do some of these particular things. So I love that particular interview. I know a lot of you guys appreciate it as well. Was glad to share it with you guys. I'm just gonna jump back in the comments just for a brief bit, and then we'll kick it back into more of our news coverage on the next segment. Let me see. I want to welcome Daniel Delgado. This is nice, DJ Touch. Earlier, I think I saw a comment from Salamander, the XDC commander. But yes, Daniel Delgado, I'd like to welcome you, and also Salamander. Bone is running lately. All right, well, that's bad for me, good for you guys, because I still need to get Bone. It's the one that got away. Anyway, it's literally probably the only one that got away, but I'm still looking to get some. All right, Boomer says he thinks that cop in Tennessee the police force could be Caroline's sister. Yikes. All right, interesting. At first, I thought it was Green Candles barfing because of what you said about Caroline, but then I realized it's money. Big Dave is in the house, but there's no utility behind SHIB. I don't understand the hype behind it. Well, here's the thing. The utility definitely will be with the likes of Bone when, Shibarium drops and so on, because technically speaking, that pays for the gas, and that's utility in itself. So there's that. And of course, but if you're talking about just SHIB, like SHIB generally speaking, then that is true. And Sean, aka the Crypto Smith, pointed that out. But let's get further down. All right. So I'm just going to highlight that part. Let's go ahead and kick it into the next part of our coverage. And I believe it is, hold on a second. It's XRP. Yes, XRP. Now you may be wondering, well, what do you got specifically? I got some good stuff for us. So I want to show this to you guys, and shout out to this particular person. Actually, I'm going to share it in a different way. Sorry. Window. Here we go. Just want it to be a lot easier. All right. So shout out to Lord XRP, who is at Bit4Coins. Listen to this. Some of us already know about this, but I still thought it was really cool. Financial system is about to change very soon, and XRP will play the key role. I don't know if I could blow this up more. Yeah, I can. So it says, yes, XRP has the most potential utility of all cryptocurrencies. It could be used on a scale that would dwarf usage by all other digital assets. The market for SWIFT payments is currently measured in the quadrillions. The quadrillions. We were talking about, that don't make sense. That don't even make sense. We have talked about, for instance, how SWIFT in the past has moved trillions, right? But if anything, how about this? Quadrillions. If XRP handles just a small fraction of that amount, the utility analyzes that Izzy Auto presents can be placed aside as a unique footnote in the XRP price history. Price history. Yes. So, all the talk about we can't achieve, previous all-time highs of $4. You have to be kidding. You have to be kidding. Right? But speculation dwarfs utility-based demand. And that's, one of the things. But I want to point some of this out because you know what? I think we see this. And if there's no more delays when it comes to specifically ISO 222, then we start seeing that full utilization. Shout out to, for instance, Stardog. I'm going to pull this up. So he sent me this right here. All right, a little bit more in regards to this. Community-driven reports from the one and only Stardog. Shout out to Stardog when you watch the recording. This is you. This is out to you, my friend. So it states enhanced data policy statement. The policy statement implementing ISO 222 enhanced data in chaps. Here's some key highlights. When SWIFT retires that MT messaging for payments currently expected, to be all the way out to November 2025, my attitude is this. It could take that long. So my attitude is I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. So you're going to, at some point, we're going to see this go absolutely parabolically insane between the end of March of 2023 to sometime in November 2025. I am totally okay with that. Here's why I'm okay with that. Because I, like a lot of other people out there, I was bought into the whole thing of what? A 40-year plus retirement plan at the age of 16 or 18 and so on, right? IRAs, Roth IRAs, all those types of things. Don't touch it until you turn 65. So if I bought into that, you're trying to tell me I can't wait to 2025? Yeah, I can more than wait until 2025. I'm okay with that. So, you know, I'll read this again. When Swift retires MT messaging for payments currently expected in November 2025, we expect to mandate the use of structured addresses and structured remittance data for all CHAPS payments. For further information, of course, you can go to the UK site or bankofengland.co.uk. Shout out to Stardog. Now, I want to get into a little bit more in regards to this particular coverage. There's this. We always talk about the speed of XRP, all right? But do you realize that, for instance, it can scale? It can scale? Really? So we're already impressed with everything with XRP to begin with. Then you see this. This is really, really something. I'll read it. XRPL TPS is scalable with payment channels. Side chains will also help in this private public side chain. XRP is, for instance, what you see here. Let's get to the highlights. So, straight from the XRP ledger, federated side chains. Well, what exactly is this all about? And why is it important? Why are you telling me about this, Max? I've been looking into my dog crap Inu. All right, well, just hear me out. So, for instance, a side chain is independent in the form of XRP. It moves efficiently between sidechain and XRP ledger, main chain. Federated sidechains run without compromising the speed or the efficiency and throughout the public mainnet. A little bit more in regards to this. Payment channels make it possible to conduct transactions at a rate only limited by the participant's ability to create and verify the digital signatures. On top of that, this limit is primarily based on the speed of the participant's hardware and the complexity of the signature algorithms. For maximum speed, use ED25519 signatures, which are faster than XRP Ledger's default SECP256K1 ECDSA signatures. Do you not feel nerdish enough? Should we call on the Revenge of the Nerds crew? But nonetheless, look at this. Research has demonstrated the ability to create over ED259 or 2519, which is 100,000 signatures. Listen to this, 100,000 signatures per second to verify over 70,000 per second. Yeah. So it can scale. XRPL, TPS, transactions per second, right? Scalable with payment channels. Side chains will also help in this private, public, and side chain. Wow. Wow. All right. Was really glad to share that with you guys. Going to kick it back into the comments. Thought that was something else. And if anything, let's see who's next. We have Mass. He says, Casper is doing a mad one. I have to pick up some Casper. That's one of the ones I need to add to my ISO portfolio. And I am. It's on my short list. All right. Let me get further down. Don't hold your bone for too long. Then it's just considered playing with it. Oh, jeez. All right. Big Dave. Words to live by. Hold that bone. Wow. I don't know about that next comment, but that's all right. That's a good point. Cool cat. And don't eat the big white meat. Why would anybody want to do that? All right. Green Candle Fanatic. Who would buy Bitcoin at $100? Everybody. I I was looking at it from opportunity perspective. All right. Let me see here. Green, I would buy Bitcoin for 44.71. He's referring. You got to keep in mind, he's referring to BSV. All right, Coochie Boy. Every project added to the SHIB ecosystem will bring value to its native token SHIB. That's a good point. All right, Green Candle states his point is that Quant is like Bitcoin at $100. This token will explode. Yeah, that's a good point. That's the way I look at it too. I mean, in reality, it's $140 now, but it could dip. SHIB's blockchain and swap, is anticipated to be larger than PancakeSwap and Uniswap. That is something in itself. And of course, I mentioned the other day, was it yesterday, that I was even considering getting into PancakeSwap. You're looking at it from an opportunity perspective. So Coochie Boy knows his stuff. That's cool. Mass states he heard about the ability of XRP to scale its transaction speed. I've heard figures in the trillions. Not sure about that one. Yeah, well, how about this? Quadrillions. All right, XRP can scale, just not as much as Bitcoin SV. There we go. SHIB is next generation ecosystem for Web 3 and 4. Cool Cat states XRP will scale high enough for the bankster, gangster, wanksters. That's a good point. Mass Debater states he has heard figures much higher than 100,000 transactions a second. I don't really know about that. Well, here's the thing. I don't think a lot of people know about it yet until it's fully utilized. All right. Let me go ahead and highlight that. All right. Let's get into some more of our particular coverage. We did cover some XRP news for you guys. Thought that was really cool. All right. So if you're just now tuning in, please hit that like. It really, really helps. Doesn't cost anything. That's all we ask. But guys, this is something. It's nice to see some new. Listen to this. I know it sounds crazy. This is almost breaking. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Stellar Lumens news. Unbelievable. Oh, Max is just yanking my chain, pulling my leg here. This isn't going to be XLM news. It's going to be mixed in with all the other things like everybody else does. No, I'm not kidding. It's actually specific for Stellar Lumens news. Wish I could press a button right now and make a sound effect like, oh, yeah, Stellar. Let's do it. All right, let's get into it. All right, so if anything, I'm going to share it in a way for you guys can hear it. And, you know, we have shared this particular person's content before, but check it out. I think I am following him. Yeah, I am. So I want to give a shout out to this guy, all right, because he is really active. You've probably seen some of his particular tweets out there and so on. You know, he has a particular accent and so on, but there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of us have accents. His name is Crypto Ready, and he really kills it with the coverage, you know. So if you happen to watch or record it or live or whatever the case be, shout out to you, Crypto Ready. You can follow him. He has only 638 followers, but he's really, really trying. And I always my heart goes out to anybody who's really trying. He really tries hard, man. This guy is grinding away literally every day. All right. So you can follow him at CryptoReady11. But look at this. Breaking. Stellar XLM will be global. Global. Listen to this. This one is
Stellar X.
Apparently 1 minute, and then we'll be right back. Let me see if I'm just going to double check to see if this is shared the right way. Yep, it is. All right. Yep, we'll be right back.
Stellar XM price is boosted after Ukrainian bank completes successful pilot. On January the 13th, Tascom Bank, a central Ukrainian commercial bank, announced that it had successfully conducted a pilot using the Stellar network, and in turn it has recommended the adoption of blockchain technology in order to transform the payments network in Ukraine. And there is no doubt in my mind that Stellar XLM has completed this pilot successfully. They were going to do that because they want to help the unbanked and the underbanked. They are going to be connecting the old world with the new and help people who don't have access to banking across the world. They're going to be able to access a bank account through their SIM and so many of the good things that Stellar is bringing to the table. So we will have to pay attention to Stellar XLM, guys, because I definitely think is going to be a huge part of the new financial system, so it's definitely worth your time and attention to huddle on strong with diamond hands. Stellar XM price is boosted after.
All right, so shout out to Crypto Ready. Thought that was really cool that he's killing it with the coverage. He's grinding away. I know what that's like. That's for sure when it comes to that. So I was glad to bring that to you guys. Be on the lookout for another deep dive video in regards to Stellar. There's a new case study that recently came out of a particular project built on Stellar. I will bring you guys that particular information as well as the last one. So it'll be kind of like a double whammy, if you will. But let's go ahead and kick it more back into our particular coverage. And if anything, it is in regards to ALBT. So I want to show you guys some specific things in regards to just that with ALBT. And it is in regards to what we're seeing with the technical stuff. Now, we don't try to do too much technical analysis and so on, but this was pretty consistent. And I know some of you guys are really into some of these things. So, I mean, this is easy to follow whether you're into, TA or not. So it states right here, ALBT is breaking out of a descending wedge. Keep an eye out for this right now. Added to his bag before it crossed over. Some of the key highlights is what you see at the end right there. And there's more in regards to that. I'll just take a brief moment just in case you missed it, like we're looking the other way or checking out your spouse or wherever the case be, right? All right. So that said, let's bring up the next page and look at this a little bit more in regards to ALBT. It says ALBT is consolidating, ready for the next leg up, in his opinion. From Mondo from Connecticut. Is he from Connecticut? Does he know Tim Shea? I don't know. But it states, I'm with a nice bag, riding it up much nicer, or higher, I should say. Alliance block fundamentals are unreal, and partnerships. Did I hear that right? Alliance block fundamentals are unreal, and partnerships. Okay. But on top of that, you have the Binance listing. Well, that's something we need to verify. But nonetheless, look at this. This is another thing that looks really impressive. I mean, look at that. That's not too shabby. That is not too shabby at all. All right. On top of that, did this not show? It did show up the right way. Gosh dang, I hate when it does that. So I apologize. I even double checked the screen. Here it is. My bad. So it's this right here. See that? Not too shabby. That's what I was trying to point me. You didn't really miss much because I already explained it. But look at that. That's a nice climb up for ALBT. All right. There's a little bit more in regards to this. So if anything, look at this. It says absolutely amazing, needed product in the right time at the right place. It's a game changer. Now, we have done these particular recorded videos about Nexera IDs. I did, for instance, a deep dive, and I also did the short version of it, right? Just getting into some of the highlights. But this is something else that came up recently in regards to specifically, listen to this. This is really good. In regards to a Web3 passport through Nexera ID. So if you already saw our particular coverage in regards to that, then you really know the significance of Nexera ID and, for instance, that ALBT connection. All right. So there is this right here. It says meet Nexera ID, the Web3 passport that unlocks compliant DeFi for all. And I'm going to show you guys this real quick. And it's this right here. It says, don't miss Ajaha Rashad's keynote at 4:50 p.m. Central, or I should say CET today. And the keynote is titled The Next Era of Self-Custody, Self-Sovereign Identity and Compliance, or Compliant DeFi. Now, I did try to get to like the nitty-gritty of it. Wasn't able to do so. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to do it. But I want to share this with you. If you're wondering, well, why not, Max? Because it's 6.5 hours. That's why. And so they didn't have, like some YouTubers, for instance, they do the whole thing where they have the intro, different chapters. There was none of that. So I didn't feel like, being like a scavenger looking for needles in a haystack or anything like that. But it was, a nice thing that is was presented to, to a sense. I should say to a sense. It was nice because, again, this is more of that utility for Alliance block, seeing things like this in regards to a particular next era self-custody, passport, right? So thought I'd present that to you guys. The next particular coverage we have, we're going to go ahead and start right now, and that is in regards to LCX. All right. Here's some key things I want to mention. So some of you guys may know about QuantStamp, some of you may not, but nonetheless, let's take a moment to recognize this. I thought it was really cool. I feel very enthusiastic about what we see here and so on, but I'm going to share it with you guys. So in regards to LCX, it says LCX is our one out of $1 million, one in a million find. All right. People, of course, are diamond handing it. A lot of people are, right? And says, we are so lucky to come across this particular project, but there is also another gem that they found that we should look into. And some of you guys have mentioned this to me before, and that is in relation to QuantStamp. Now, there is a connection here that is key, and we're going to get into that right now. Now, as you see right here, QuantStamp is the leader in Web3 security with over 200 billion in value secured, also deeply engaged with the World Economic Forum, who's also deeply engaged with the World Economic Forum, obviously Quant and especially LCX. And we'll draw that connection here in a bit. I want to draw your attention to what you see here. So this comes straight from the WEF. It says QuantStamp is serving as a technical contributor on the World Economic Forum's Digital Currency Governance Consortium, which is a multi-sector community of experts and policymakers co-designing policy and governance frameworks for what? Well, CBDCs. On top of that, the Digital Currency Governance Consortium is contributing to two working groups, one that is investigating the value proposition of stablecoins for financial inclusion, and the other that is developing a framework to guide central banks in their understanding of key technology decisions for CBDCs. Now, getting a little bit more into this in regards to QuantStamp. Again, still straight from the World Economic Forum, QuantStamp's mission is to secure the decentralized internet. That sounds good. It has protected over 8 billion in digital asset risk from hackers. More than 170 startups, foundations, and enterprise work with QuantStamp to keep their innovative products safe. Now, I want to state this. QuantStamp is not Quant, okay? It's a different thing. But it's still nice to see what they have got going on here. And then on top of that, listen to this, the LCX connection. So LCX, as we know, right, is a blockchain bank. And here's the thing I want to mention. Before we stated here, especially you guys from the community, and stated this since last summer or before last summer, said, Max, Larry, you guys don't realize LCX is literally just that, a blockchain bank. Well, finally, you have the World Economic Forum literally saying it on their particular site, plain as day. LCX is a blockchain bank. Boom. There you go. For the new financial world, LCX's goals is to become one of the world's first, listen to this, licensed and supervised blockchain banks, reiterating it, seamlessly blending traditional and crypto assets. LCX will be offering a next-generation digital asset exchange, a security token exchange, crypto asset financial products and services. LCX is focused on helping both traditional and blockchain market participants make the most of opportunities arising from the growth of cryptocurrencies and tokenized assets. That's what makes them stand out. On top of that, LCX was founded in 2018 and is based in Vaduz, Liechtenstein. LCX is building the infrastructure to power professional crypto finance. And last but not least, QuantStamp, the leader in Web3 security with over 200 billion in value secured, also deeply engaged with the World Economic Forum. All these guys coming together, whether it's QuantStamp, LCX, WEF, and so on. You understand those particular partnerships, and they are significant. So there you have it. LCX officially recognized as a blockchain bank, mentioned at least, 2 or 3 times. Thought that was really cool. I'm really glad to share that with you guys. All right, let's kick it back into the comments. And I see we have 45 people here. Thank you so much for being here tonight at Crypto Talk Now. If you're new, please consider changing your avatar to something that speaks more about who you are and what you're all about. We have a very welcoming community. For instance, there's this really cool guy. His name is Tim Shea, and he will say hey to you. And if anything, there's other people like Cool Cat Crypto who will love to introduce particular projects that he's passionate about, such as BSV, Bitcoin Satoshi version. We have all sorts of different people, all with different walks of life. And if anything, they are more than welcoming for the most part. And any questions or comments you have, feel free to drop them. Guys, if you happen to see anybody new, please give them that warm CTM welcome. Thank you for being here. All right, let's see who else we have in the comments. Wow, you guys getting the algorithm going. I appreciate that. Maybe that's why we ticked up to 40 plus. All right. Dang, ship up 22%. Nice. Glad to see that, guys. Thanks for reporting that. Yes, you're stellar. I was glad to get that. I always love getting you guys stellar info. I know you guys want that. I want that. Let's face it. Stellar is my number 3. Goes Quant, XRP. I mean, those are literally like tied for me. And then Stellar. Give me just a moment. All right. We are on Shibarian Watch. Yes, all of us are. Good to see that. All right. Mass Debater states the only scaling Bitcoin can do is put scales in front of your eyes and you become a blind follower of part of the Bitcoin maximalist movement. Huh. Crypto ready. I think you got banned there. Oh, I already read this for a while, but yeah, I know you're just kidding. All right. ALBT. If yeah, about to say, hey, you guys ever seen that? Team America World Police? I actually own that movie. On DVD. I mean, I have it on HD too, but it's the digital form. Anyway, where's the best place to buy ALBT? Anybody wants to answer that? Because I know some of you guys feel a little bit better about your ALBT other platforms. I would say, for instance, KuCoin, but maybe Uphold. Oh yeah, Uphold. I took the words right out of my mouth, Tim. Yeah. Yep. Cheers to Tim. Big Watch Dude's in the house with the X. X gonna give it to you. Watch what Big Watch Dude's gonna say. He says, "What's up, Max? CTM fam. Thank you for that." Just by Saitama, don't you want to be in that Howling Wolf pack? I'm done with buying into that. So I don't even think I would DCA into that anymore. Actually, I never DCA'd into. I bought it once, and that was it. Not again. All right. Thanks for getting the algorithm going, Salamander, and everybody else. Let me just double check the other screen. Don't want to have any delays on any particular chats. All right. So none of those. That's okay. Let me get back into the comments. Live pure and prosper, basically. I added that. Calvin's in the house with the T6 glider. I don't own ALBT, but got to respect it. Nice. Yes. Very nice. Yes, mish. All right. Thank you for getting the algorithm going. Future Crypto. Future Crypto 007 Lover of Time. I used to be able to impersonate him. Let me think about that for a moment. So, Sean Connery. Well, I can't do the 007. But it would mainly be something like, so what's it going to be? The hospital or the morgue? Anyway, got to work on that. It's been a long time since I've done a Connery. All right. Hold on a second. Let me get that. Where are all those troll coin guys? Says yes. Tim Shea, I picked up most of my ALBT at 0.039. Ooh, nice. Cool Cat Crypto. I think every crypto in the space is partnered with the WEF. You think so? You never know. They must only troll in the day. All right, hold on a second. Calvin states, thanks for all the clarification. Appreciate you. Yeah, guys, thank you for helping out Calvin. All right, let me see here. That was a legendary and useful info on LCX. It makes my conviction stronger. Well, it should. I mean, it's one thing to hear the community say it, and which, don't get me wrong, I mean, we believe our community, especially if you have the same consistent amount of people saying it. But to see let's face it, ZWEF, The Liechtenstein Exchange is an exchange bank. Jawohl, best. Anyway. Shiba breaking YouTube at the moment. Yeah, I imagine it is. At 10 cents each, why not get some ELBT? Or less, right? Or less. Baktron states, is it me or ALBT LCX Quant are in the middle of everything? I would say that they are in the middle of everything. But again, draw that particular connections that they have. It's all with the World Economic Forum. Something to be said, whether you're for the WEF or not. February 14th, 2023 at 5 p.m. Eastern time, maybe. Yeah, you know what? You might be spot on. Say what you want, guys, but he might hit it. Doge kind of pumping a little too. That's good. I still hold some Doge. Larry, don't sell your bone. Hold your bone. LBT is a beast, to be honest. Can't go wrong with dollar cost averaging on this one. Yeah, I agree, Bess. Please hit the like button. Let's get to 100 likes tonight. How many we have tonight? 41? Let me see. It must be higher than that. Probably not. That's 40. 41. Okay, that's all right. We are good until Jerome Powell talks. That's a good point. Here we go. Need to work on the British accent, brother. Yeah, true. All right, Solana, Ripple are partnering Eco Networks, Industry, Global Blockchain, Business Council, GBBC, Blockchain, Climate, Collective, BXCI to accelerate the use of crypto-based solutions for climate change. I felt like almost reading like rich common sense crypto, you know, in a way. Cool Cat Crypto, dear God, another partnership. What's wrong with that? All right, let me go further down. Only bad thing I've heard about LCX is the FUD around the rumors of it being declared a security by the SEC time ago. Otherwise, all positive. There is an article, or not article, there is a tweet. It's blurry, and that's why I haven't shared it with you guys and so on. But supposedly some writing basically, you know, denouncing this whole thing with the SEC. I've been trying to get some sources on it. As soon as I do, I'll totally make a video about that because that would be huge. But as you guys know, some people can doctor some stuff up. Mass states, only bad thing I have heard about. Oh, okay. That's my bad. All right. I think I already read that. Bought more LCX today, so sound better. Nice. And it's not bro. It's, yeah, I know. It's just something I don't normally say. So does it matter? I mean, like, here's the thing. You think I'm going to go out in the streets of Phoenix, Arizona, and be like, you know, hey, it's not bro, it's Broove. People will be like, huh? Like, what? You know, it'd be like if I went to your neck of the woods and people will just be like, what? What are you doing? Yeah, it's just not, it's something that we don't say out here. So, yeah. It matters there, don't matter here. All right, 0.034 average on ALBT. We'll be buying till this average gets to 5 cents. The XTC partner with the Panama Canal. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and highlight that. I'm going to kick it back into our particular coverage. And if anything, let's see where I'm at on this. All right. All right, so we have some more LCX news coverage for you guys. And let me go ahead and share this. All right. It's right here. It says LCX token. Listen to this. LCX token is the fuel for the LCX blockchain platform and LCX cryptocurrency exchange. And this is the key thing, because let's face it, guys. When it comes to, for instance, other exchanges out there, sometimes you don't, or not specifically you, but for instance, a lot of people, they don't understand what the token actually does. And then that's where the whole debate gets kicked in on, well, if I don't understand what the token does, then where is the actual utility? So welcome. Let's explain this. Let's break this down, especially if you're new to LCX. So again, LCX token is the fuel of the LCX blockchain platform, LCX cryptocurrency exchange. The LCX token specifically works as a long-term sustainable incentive mechanism. Keyword mechanism. Again, the utility to motivate various stakeholders to participate in the ecosystem of LCX. Trade this token on exchange.lcx.com. And that is the quick gist. It's as simple as that. So, for people wondering what does it specifically do, in under 30 seconds, boom, there you go. Clip it, ship it, and I don't know, do whatever the heck else you want to do with it. Anyway, a little bit more in regards to our particular coverage. I have this one for you guys. This is some of the hot, juicy stuff. And if anything, was really glad to bring this to you guys. So there's this. And let me double check to see if it's shared the right way. It is. So shout out to Reddit. Let's face it, it wasn't for Reddit. I don't even know if GameStop would be around anymore, right? So it says LCX CEO Monty Metzger interview at Hedera House. Hedera House. Listen to what he said, And if anything, we are going to listen to some of what he said right now. Let's go ahead and kick it right into it. Here we go.
Monty Metzger, CEO of LCX. You're here in Davos, Switzerland for World Economic Forum. Thanks for joining us on Blockchain Journal.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so Liechtenstein sounds like one of the few countries that has regulations in place. So you found a way to operate your company using blockchain technology in a way that complies with those regulations?
That's right. We moved to Liechtenstein particularly to found the company 2017, and then we incorporated 2018. And since then, we acquired 9 registrations according to the Blockchain Act in Liechtenstein, which is not only regulating one piece of the puzzle, but the whole value chain of blockchain and crypto. So there we are starting as a new, I would say, next generation of crypto exchange and a new category leader for the future of blockchain finance.
Okay, so you're holding a book in your hand.
Right.
And I just want to, let's show the book to the camera there. And you are the author of this book. It's called Blockchain Banking. So what is this book about?
So the blockchain banking is about the future of money and finance. So it's all about the balance between innovation, regulation, and how our future of everyday lives will change due to digital money. But it's also covering the balance between the revolution, the people who think money should be freed up from the state. And on the other side, we see development where central banks totally want to get control over every digital money with central bank digital currencies. So I'm explaining what kind of the key terms are, but then also giving out 7 leadership rules for every manager and CEO who are here at the World Economic Forum to understand what will be the future of digital money look like.
So you mentioned central bank digital currencies, also called CBDCs. Do you help any institutions or banks figure out their CBDC strategy?
That's right. We had been a member at the World Economic Forum for several years, and we also hosted workshops together with central banks. So one workshop was, for example, with 15 central banks. And I can tell you they all have deep knowledge and understanding about what cryptocurrencies are, what blockchain is. And over 100 central banks are currently experimenting or even preparing to launch a central bank digital currency.
So I have a good question. Why or to what extent do you think some of those central banks are willing to put some digital currency, a central bank currency for some sovereign country on a public blockchain? Because most of what I've heard is if they're going to put it on a blockchain, it's going to be private.
Right, that's a big discussion on which technology it will be based. Some are working with permission-based blockchains. Some are thinking about open blockchains as well. And you also see, talking about money, it's ultimately talking about power, sovereignty, state, and the power of a central bank. And what we see in open cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, for example, it is undermining these powers. And there's kind of a war of currencies being happening. And what we can now see is that some central banks are stepping up the game earlier than others. We've seen China introducing a central bank digital currency early. There's Europe with the digital euro being planned, the digital dollar by the Fed in the US. So a lot of movement being there, and it's not a matter of if, but just a matter of when it will come out.
Just a question of when. So pretty soon, our fiat currency will be all digital, maybe a lot less paper. In terms of what LCX does, do you also help large enterprises with their plans to use blockchain as some sort of application platform, for example, customer engagement or disruption within their industry?
So for us, the key topic is how do we grow as LCX for this year? One of the key topics for us is tokenization. We launched a diamond platform for tokenization. We're launching a tokenized bond, so financial instruments which will be tokenized. And we are, as a regulated platform, really trying to evolve the industry as a whole. Now with the book, Blockchain Banking, we are launching it at a Davos event here at the World Economic Forum, and really trying to get more interest of institutions, getting them an understanding of what the future might hold. And there's a famous saying from Bill Gates who said, banking is needed, but banks are not. And that's where we stand.
Pretty bold statement.
Right. And that's where we stand. It's a shift of power. A lot of banking services could be fully decentralized without any intermediaries. At the same time, we do see with the disaster of FTX, for example, that regulation is needed if human people are involved, because fraud can happen. So that's why I truly believe in decentralized finance and how could that evolve and merge for like the future of finance and crypto.
Okay, well, Monty Metzger, CEO of LCX, author of Blockchain Banking.
All right.
Thank you very much.
So that was just about 5 minutes. I mean, I know it's a little extended, but I mean, I wanted to hear the last bit that he was mentioning with that particular gentleman there, interviewing him at Davos. Let's go ahead and kick it back into the comments. Give me just a second to unshare this. There we go. And then, we'll have some other particular clips in the future with other people. I'm looking forward to the one with hopefully Lehman Baird of H-Bar. And maybe we'll get some ones from, actually, you know what? We should be able to get some footage with, for instance, Danelle Denton from Stellar, because her and her crew showed up there. There's some pictures that she tweeted out earlier. I didn't see anything in regards to like video format, but as soon as I get something like that, if it's anything significant, I'll be glad to share it with you guys. Let me see where I'm at on the comments. Salmayer says, Panama officially adopts XDC network. Awesome. That is great. We'll have to look into that, maybe do an update video or something like that. Mass states, where are you broadcasting from? Are you home? Your stabbing cabin? Is that towards me or somebody else? I don't know. All right, Russell C. I bought a condo in Panama this summer. Really? Yeah, I heard Panama is a beautiful place. A lot of U.S. citizens retiring in Panama. Huh. Hi, Tim. Getting Panamanian citizenship, then I will be able to use my MNW and Node up. That's cool. I will state this. For all the people that were thinking about going to Belize, bad time to go there right now. All right. Let's see. Or actually, it's Bolivia I'm thinking of. Yeah, not Belize. All right. Monty Metzger is a serious assassin in LCX. Monty, we trust, says Boctron. Yeah. You're going to read that book, Blockchain Banking? I wouldn't mind reading that. It might be pretty interesting. Mass states, thanks, guys, for the clarification. I honestly always associate this word with condone or with the other thing. Oh, boy. All right, maybe I had to. Yeah, we did wrap it up. So banks are going to trust a project built on Ethereum's horrible security. Yeah, I doubt it. Okay. All right, Rand. Hey, guys, we have to give it back to Max. Doesn't cost you money just like that is. All right. Please, man. All right. Well, it's all right. Thanks, Rand. Appreciate it. All right. So let's get into, I think, a little bit more coverage we happen to have for you guys. And this is going to go ahead and jump into our next particular segment in regards to specifically H-bar. So yeah, H-bar. And we're about an hour and a half into the particular show. Please hit that like if you haven't done so already. But if anything, really bad civil war, like really bad. All right. So anyway, let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and kick it into H-bar. Max, someone mentioned. Oh yeah, I saw that a little bit. Yeah. I thought you meant in regards to the LCX interview with Monty Metzger. So I don't know about getting into that point at some point. Those are good things, I guess you could say. Like, you know, I mean, there is what's his name? George, Cryptos R Us, right? I can't even impersonate that guy. He's a good guy though. I like that guy. Whatever is happening in Bolivia relate to crypto. You guys were mentioning Panama, South America, people retiring. I've had friends in the past basically mention specifically, you know, I want to retire to Belize, or I want to go to, you know, surf in Belize, or I want to go to Bolivia, places like that. That's all. You know, a gaming background doesn't relate to crypto either. Other things I mentioned don't relate to crypto. You know, I'm human. All right. So let's go ahead and kick it into the Hedera coverage we have for you guys. Let me go ahead and present that. But yeah, it's not the first time. There's other people who said in the past, they're like, you know, oh, I'm here for crypto. How dare you not talk about crypto related stuff? It's like, oh, geez. Okay, here we go. All right. So here it is. And it's regarding what? Let me block that actually. Hedera's H-bar. How can you not be excited? So it says Astronova moves its development to the Hedera blockchain. Now here's the key thing, right? For instance, you know, Cool Cat was mentioning some of these things about, you know, being on Ethereum and whatnot. Why would they, you know, do that? If anything, I think in the future, and currently speaking, whether it is Hedera, whether it is, you know, XDC, you know, Zinfin's network and so on, as people get more, no pun intended, crypto wiser, like it says on the top, you know, other developers and people that are on other different chains, they will do just that, become more wiser and understand, you know what, we don't want to have, for instance, our particular NFT platform on an outdated, slow system with high gas fees. Let's move it to something with higher transactions per second, lower emissions, or, you know, gas fees and so on. Let's get it somewhere else. Here's a perfect example of just that. Look at this. So Astronova, like I mentioned, moves its development to the Hedera blockchain. It was posted yesterday. Shout out to Hassan Mashara for sharing this. Hedera Foundation, the development team behind the Hedera blockchain, announced via Twitter on Saturday that Astronova, the new meta RPG game building on Hedera, will move development from Ethereum. Yay! I'm sure Cool Cat Crypto is just ecstatic to hear that. HBAR Foundation, the development team behind the Hedera blockchain, like I mentioned, they decided to move this. This started on Saturday. Users will be able to access an early mint pass that guarantees, listen, as a unique deviant NFT, inhabitants of the Astronova universe, honoring previous partners. That first NFT mint will be on ETH. Yeah, sorry, Cool Cat. Wah, wah, wah. Post mint, every deviant Ethereum holder will be eligible to a free mint a crystal on Hedera. Yay, let's raise the roof. Facilitating the evolution of the deviants onto Hedera, the team added. Hedera Hashgraph is distributed public ledger infrastructure. Like it says right here, according to the team, it offers significant improvements over existing blockchains in 5 key areas. And this is some of the things I want to bring to you guys, not just about the whole thing with the NFTs and switching from ETH to, for instance, Hedera's blockchain. But for instance, it states, for performance, security, governance, stability, and regulatory compliance, HBAR is trading at $5 or $5, I wish, at $5.29, like a little over 5 cents at press time, up about 4% over the last 24 hours. And I still feel as though it's one of the most undervalued in the top 50 and one of the most undervalued as far as the ISOs, right? it's still technically speaking an absolute steal. That's just my opinion. It's not official financial advice. Now, I wanted to share this with you guys. I thought that was really, really cool. And if anything, I think it's not just Hedera's H bar, but the key takeaway here, like I mentioned at the beginning, and that is people are getting more wiser when it comes to understanding of getting out, doing away with the old and getting in with the new, going with what's faster, more sufficient, and let's face it, maybe even more secure. All right. So with that also said, I like the idea of the utility being used here too. All right, going to go ahead and kick it into our next particular coverage when it comes to HBAR. This is really something else. How about this? Did you guys know that Google is literally on the governing board of HBAR? I mean, come on, whether you're a fan of Google or not, that is a huge name. And being part of that particular governing board of HBAR, are you not bullish yet? Should be. Institutional adoption is right in front of us, and Hedera is leading the way. Let's diamond hand the heck out of it. At least that's what I would like to do. I'm looking to get into Hedera finally here soon, like real soon. It says institutional adoption is right in front of us, and yeah, leading the way. HBARians, it is time to get bullish, just like I literally mentioned. I'm gonna blow this up for you guys. Look at some of these partnerships. If you don't know about it already, you should. Boeing is huge. IBM is massive. LG, we did an update not that long ago. I think Larry, put it out and so on. But look at that. Google right there. Part of that big mix, right? Really, really impressive. I mean, especially if you live in the United States, you definitely know about Boeing, IBM, LG, and especially Google. I mean, you think these particular organizations are going to partner up with something that is not there, that's not worthy? I don't think so. All right. So let's go ahead and kick it back into the comments. And if anything, we will highlight, because this is, let's face it, Tuesday Night Lights. What is red? What is green? All right, let's get into it. Let's see here. And we're going to welcome the one, the only, Steve the Canadian. Oh, hey, Max, have you heard of a token called Movie Block? Yes, I have. If so, any thoughts? Well, I looked into that one a long time ago. And if anything, I didn't have a chance to take too big of a deep dive. It is part of my watch list. It was just kind of like one of those things I always, added to my watch list to look more into it and so on. But I have heard good things about it. It's just that my thing right now is to have more priority of looking into this thing called Film Crib, which is supposedly supposed to be the Netflix killer. So you might want to look into that as well. But if anybody else out there, part of the audience, or people watching tonight, if you heard of Movie Block, MBL, what do you think about? Let Steve the Canadian know. All right, thanks for being here, Steve. And let's see, Crypto Savvy. My H-bar. All right. So let's get into the last part of our particular coverage, and that is in regards to what's going on in the market. So I want to show you guys this in particular. Give me just a moment. And let me pull up this other one. All right, here we go. So if anything, let's get into it. So the overall crypto market sitting at 996 billion. I was thinking that was going to be up over $1 trillion today and so on. I was wrong. It's okay. I'm human. I could be wrong. But here's what's going on in the top 100 for the 1 hour chart. Nothing too significant. Here's what's going on the top 100 24 hour chart. Shiba Inu, it's close to 20%. You guys mentioned that earlier. It's now at 0.401254. And then let's face it, when SHIB goes, when they drop, Shibarium should go parabolic. Bone should do crazy things too. Glad that I have a lot of Shiba Inu still. But check out, for instance, Casper. Here's one that's in the top 100. That's part of those ISOs, right? Whether they're officially an ISO or not is beyond the point. Maybe they're on the list of becoming it. I can't remember. But look at this, guys. This has gone up. It was in the 3s, and now it's in the 4s. It's up close to, well, a little over 19%, close to 40% on a 7-day chart. Casper's really doing well. That is on my short list. Looking to pick up Hedera's HBAR and Casper. But here's some other ones. My buddy is into Kava. He loves Kava. He has it staked on Kraken, I believe. I know staking's not too popular nowadays because people don't want their crypto on exchanges, which makes sense. Gala is up to 5 cents. It broke over 5 cents not that long ago, up 29% for the week. But let's face it, last week and the week before did pretty well. We will be covering, of course, Data and some of these other ones. Dogecoin is at a little over 8 cents. But anyway, I want to point out some of these. I still feel as though Filecoin is healthy. It's a good one to be in on both short term and long term. In regards to Quant was up about close to 18% for the week, and we are at over $140, sitting at $143.15. All right. As far as what's on sale in the top 100, you have, for instance, Huobi, Decentraland. Some of you guys hold Decentraland. I'm not looking to get into Decentraland, just to be honest. I think I have more than enough in regards to metaverse-related coins and tokens like Sandbox. We'll be covering Near Protocol deep dive here soon. Don't exactly have a specific day, but we're going to do it. Chronos, I still feel as though, even though it's in the 7s, approaching the 8s, it's still a buy compared to when I originally got into it at 17 cents. But anyway, yeah, here's some of the particular ones. Will Polygon drop below $1? I'm waiting for it to do that. I made DCA into it again. I don't think I'm going to take a chance on Solana. I should have. I was saying to myself, you know what? I want to get it some at $9. I should have done that. It was distressed. It's still technically somewhat distressed. Let's be honest, but I mean that was still at $9. Shout out to anybody who recognized the opportunity there. All right, so if anything, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my particular watch list. Again, some of these ones need to be cleaned out, so bear with me. All right, so here is what's doing well. I did cover Crow King in the past. There's no way that is beyond parallel. I'm sure they're going to a new contract. Let's verify that. Yeah, that has to be it. You're not doing 4,212 worth of volume if you're not moving it. Yep, I see that line. I don't even need to look more into it. I covered this project back when I was just doing MaximusCrypto. But anyway, here's what's going on with some of these, kind of like some of the ones we mentioned before. Hive is something that Investor Place recommends having on your particular portfolio. I have taken a deep dive onto that. It's not here at Crypto Talk now, but back when it was just on my own at MaximusCrypto, I did do a deep dive on that. If you want to look into it, you're welcome to do so. All right, so ALBT on the 24-hour chart is up 14%, sitting at a little over 11 cents, and it's up, let's face it, guys, over 100, about 110% for the week. Singularity Net, AGIX, is one of those standout ones from the Cardano ecosystem. Up about 129% for the week, 10% for the 24-hour chart. Sitting right below 20 cents. Veracity, one of Shaka Crypto's favorite that he covers on his particular channel. Shout out to Shaka. Go ahead and give him a follow if you haven't done so already. It's up 14%, 55% for the week. All right. So I know some of you guys are into XDB. I'm looking to get out of Wink as soon as we get like all-time highs in the bull market. I'm looking to do that. I'm looking to exit that and then reposition my wherever I can get on a profit and then put somewhere else. I've been holding on that one for a long time. Bone is up 9%, sitting at $1.50 roughly. All right, let's get more further into it. What exactly is on sale? All right, so I mean, a lot of these are meme related and so on. AMP the other day had a pretty nice pump. It was up 43% for the week. And again, this is kind of like reviewed upon as a distressed asset as part of that SEC, a list of, the ones that are on the target of the SEC. A lot of these are just, let's face it, just meme tokens and so on. Remember in the past, I mentioned, SLC was a gamble. I think at this point it's not even a gamble. It's just garbage. Anyway, Tectonic. Still looking to pick up a position of that, and I'm glad it's pulling back even more. It could very well get back into the sevens, but I mean that's a big ask. But if it did, I think I finally make an entry point again for that. I haven't been into Tectonic for a while, but I think this will be the time for me. Anyway, GBEX, I know a lot of you guys are into that. That was up 21% for the week. And I'm just trying to see if there's anything that really, anything else that really stands out. Clearpool dropped below 4 cents. That's a steal, in my opinion. I might be in the minority on that, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to talk about this real quick. POL. We talked about this before. So it was up 15% for the week, but here's the key thing. POL is I mentioned to you guys in the past, and I've done a deep dive into POL and MaximusCrypto. POL strictly utility token with zero community, zero, absolutely zero. Don't even have a Twitter account, nothing. But what stands out for them is when people stake on, for instance, KuCoin. Now, with all the FUD going on about not your keys, not your crypto, most people, let's face it, like 90% of people, is it 90%? I don't know. But that's my guess. I'm going to say 90%, right? They're not going to be staking because they don't want the crypto on exchanges. So with that said, like usually this moves in the bull market, but even with that also said, there's going to be enough people who are going to have that trust to stake again. But here's the thing, at these particular distressed prices, it may be one that you want to consider for maybe the future, because if there's a sense of trust that develops again, like they have some really nice incentives, they're going to have ones. Let's face it, like, it can't just be like 20% on this particular project or 5% or anything. It has to be like something that really stands out. So if they can get back to, for instance, like how it was late 2021, where you had various projects, hence Clearpool, right, where you had over 100% APY and quite a few of them, it will bring a sense of that staking mechanism back into it. If we can get a lot of people, not saying you guys, but just the general population at some point, not right now, I get it, there's not enough confidence and trust, but a lot of people to basically go in and want to stake again on the likes of KuCoin in a true bull market approaching all-time highs and stuff like that, you will see this thing move something fierce. And how we know that, I'll just show you just a brief thing on this. Again, it's like I mentioned, there's no community, it's strictly a utility token. So for instance, May 2021, this was up to 62 cents. And then, 11.11. I mean, it wasn't all-time highs, but it was roughly around 21 cents. So, this hovers around a penny. So that's just, it's not going to get you wealthy or anything, but it's a decent risk to reward ratio. And that's the way I look at it. I do hold a bag of this. I might hold a couple bags of this. I don't know. Anyway, thought I'd point that out. That's about it in regards to some of this. So I'm going to kick it back into the comments. And if anything, let's see where we're at. All right. Yep, H-bar is on fire. Casper and H-bar holder here. Yep. Mike don't you hold? I don't know. Max, I topped up my Casper bag just before it started to pump. Great timing. Oh, well, cool. Shout out to you, man. You got it right before. That's always a good thing. SHIB, ALBT, CELR, 1-inch, XLM, XDC. All right. Steve Canadian, Alchemy Pay is looking nice with the whole XRP space about to blow up. All right, let me go further down. So, one that is part of that ISO 222, or not the ISO 222 list, because technically this is not an ISO, but it's always thrown in that list. So Cheat Sheet 2.0 has EW or Energy Web token, right? EWT on that particular list. How many of you guys are into that? And like, if anything, what's the key thing that stands out for you? Because I mean, that was one that we're considering covering because we want to do Quorum. We also, we're thinking about doing EWT. and some of these other ones. If you just drop it real quick before we wrap up the show here in a bit, I'd appreciate it. If not, that's okay. McDiz, KDA, or Flux. Crypto Finance, you told me about LCX 3 weeks ago. I bought 500 and studied, then proceeded to throw the sink in at, throw the sink at until I shot my low. God. All right. Well, cool. I have Hive blockchain stocks. It's not just crypto. Very cool. So you do believe in Hive. Right on. Max is a world-class diver. All right. Well, thank you. McDizzle, do you own? Yeah, thank you, Tim. Do you own Panic? All right, hold on. Steve the Canadian, are you actually a diver, Max? Have you seen the channel Dive Talk? Just deep diver into crypto. I can see where maybe some of these things may be going. Yeah. All right. Crypto McDizzle for shizzle. Manizzle for show. Quant, Jasmine, LCX, Algo, APT, Kronos, Spell, Gala, Chainlink. My goodness. GST, VGX, Jupiter, COTI, ApeCoin. I didn't know you hold ApeCoin. Huh. CELR, Clover Finance. I remember Clover. Propy, Graph. Oh, you hold the Graph? That's cool. I hold Graph too. ANKR. I got to ask you, I'm going to ask you this, Mike. You got into ANKR because you thought it was an Anchor protocol. Remember originally you mentioned something about that? Do you also hold actually Anchor protocol on top of that? I don't know. I'm just kind of curious. And then you got Polyswarm. Cool. Con Supply just seems too ridiculous for a real project. It does, but the thing is, the way I look at it is the ease of access. So in a bull market, you're going to have people who don't know anything about crypto. And that, again, that's where you get, for instance, retail FOMO kicking in. It's going to happen in a few key areas. For me personally, it's still going to be SHIB because people are going to look at the price and they'll be like, I could buy a whole bunch of this for not much. And there's just waves and waves of that keep coming in. And I think that's the key thing that, for people who are like, I don't understand how SHIB is still around and so on. To be honest, that's the thing. Ease of access. Go to crypto.com app. Not knowing anything about it, just looking at specifically price. I mean, come on, am I too far off? The ease of access, they get into it after the KYC is done. They get into it. They look at various different ones. They don't know squat about it. They're like, hey, I could buy the most for the least. And then they see, for instance, TikTok. Here's another one I could buy for the most the least. And there's these staking incentives and so on. Because let's face it, SHIB, currently speaking, no longer has staking incentives on crypto.com. They used to. Man, I'd probably be up to about 1 billion, 100 million if they didn't get rid of staking incentives. All right. Zaf Shaw's in the house, says, hey, buddy, good to see you, Zaf. Appreciate you being here. It's been a while since I've seen you. Just double checking the other screen, making sure I didn't miss anything. All right. Salamander states, Crypto McDizzle for shizzle. Which are your top 3 coins? I would like to hear that. Let's find out what it is. All right, looks like he doesn't. The Crypto Smith, aka Sean. What's up, Max? The CTM family. Hey, Sean, good to see you here. We'll take just a brief moment to give this guy the plug. Yes, the plug. All right, hold on a second. I see Mr. Humphreys is also doing a 663 people watching about SHIB because it's pumping. Well, that makes sense. All right, the Crypto Smith. All right, here we go. Let me present this real quick. All right, so here he is. You can follow Sean, aka the Crypto Smith, at the Crypto Smith, or just type in the space Crypto Smith, all one word. So the space Crypto Smith. Those are, that's one word. And he covers various different projects, such as ParaWorks, which he posted it yesterday. He covers, for instance, XRP and XLM. Some of these other projects. It's like a stable fund, Optimus, Pando, and so on. All right. So check him out. The Crypto Smith. Thanks for being here, Sean. All right. Let's get back into the comments. Here's the update. USTC, Dogecoin, XRP, Elon, IOTA, XEC, LMR, Bosom. Okay. All right. Let me go further down. Rest of the ISOs. Yep. All right. So you got yours are XDC, XRP, and Quant. And Tim Shea's already on top of it. Okay. Let me get further down and see if there's any specific questions. I'll read this one. Crypto Smith, aka Sean, states XRP, XLM, Quant, XDC, MMAI. Okay. Yes, Tim is the mayor of crypto, aka, or also the crypto commissioner. Check out Rich's EWT videos. Okay. I didn't know he did a video on EWT. I did watch that one earlier about Quant that he did, where he felt as though it's going to melt faces. I'm going to do a deep dive in relation to some of those things that he mentioned, because I was already planning on that to begin with. And then also some of the things that Coach JV was talking about too. All right. Yeah, LCX is a sleeper. I would agree with that. All right. 2-bit thought panic and it tanked in 2 minutes. Wow. Salamander says he wishes that Flare went up higher than 4 cents. Yeah, I think a lot of people wish that. Crypto McDizzle for shizzle, Manizzle for show says, ha ha ha. Yes, I messed up that night. Max got me haha on the anchor subject. That's all right. It's called We're Not Perfect. None of us are, right? You can stake 100 million SHIB on Bitmart for 20% for 3-day increments, even though we're from the United States. I want to dive in gold like Scrooge McDuck in DuckTales. Yeah. Boo. Coochie Boy still. All right, hold on. 20% APR. All right, Mass states you're onto something about the mindset of newbies getting into crypto. They will think if they can buy about 1 million, they are rich. It's the hook. It is. I mean, just not even know anything about it. I mean, that's honestly, that's how a lot of them look at it. And it's appealing. And then how about this? Combine that with also hearing the whole idea that, let me highlight that. Yeah, at some point they heard that SHIB, went from, as high as 0.40s, 88 or 89, whatever amount it was. And that, there's people basically, who became millionaires from it and so on. They take all that into account, all of it. All right. You restake every 3 days? Cool. So then that answers my question, because obviously you live in the US. So booing for hump fries. Huh. Tim was right. All right, hold on a second. Coinbase is facing class action lawsuit over Flare handling. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Thanks for reporting that. Rafael Santos. What's up, Sir Max? And all viewers of CTN. Well, hello, Sir Rafael Santos, straight from the Philippines. And let me get further down. All right, JG. This question goes to everyone. What is the best trading strategy? You're up 50%. What do you do? Depends on how much you hold of that particular asset. All right. And then also, how about this? Let's say you came in on that particular asset with you overpaid. Like, you way overpay for it. So like, I don't know, Cardano or something like that. Let's say for instance you came into Cardano at, I don't know, $1.50. Now, I didn't come in at $1.50. I came in way higher. We came in at $1.50. Now it's up 50%. What do you do? Well, you're still in the hole. So again, it just depends. All right. Yeah, it really depends. I mean, that's why so many people, JG, and welcome by the way, put so much emphasis on buying at the bottom. You know what I mean? And a lot of people say, well, only a few people get really lucky on it. Well, for ones that have been around for a long time, if it's your first time ever making a position, you got bottom, then you're doing great. You're doing amazing. Then there's other people that, for instance, they justify how much they overpaid, for instance, with Cardano, right? Let's say, for instance, me, $2. Are you kidding? So, for instance, it's like, You know, you justify that by picking up a bag, like especially if you believe into it or believe in it. Maybe I get Cardano. I don't even know what Cardano is right now. Was it 30 cents or something? Let me double check that. So Cardano, 35 cents. So I guess I could justify it by picking up another bag of Cardano at 35 cents compared to what I paid for, over $2. Then it goes up 50%. It's still not, I mean, it offsets my original entry point, but up 50% is still, I would still technically be in the hole. So for me, it's just I guess you say my answer to the specific question is understanding what I hold. And if anything, understanding, does it get to new support levels? That's the key thing. That's why I think so many people obsess over new support levels, new resistance lines, and so on. And then you get, for instance, consolidation. A lot of times people don't like consolidation. I like consolidation because if anything, it strengthens the particular asset. Then if you have, for instance, consistent consolidation at healthy support levels, then if anything, then from there, it takes even that much more of a leap up ahead. But again, it all depends. I mean, for those people who are out there, it says, yeah, I just came into crypto and my entry point was everything bottom. Well, then you're really lucky, but I just don't think that's the reality for most people. I think for most people, it's a combination of getting bottom and also DCAing, like DCAing before bottom and so on. But there are people that are lucky. Don't get me wrong. Tim Shea, Raphael, are you up on your ALBT? Crypto Smith, just as you DCA into an asset, you DCA your way out when taking profits. 50%, you should be taking profits. Yep. If in doubt, zoom out. That's a good point. That's the very reason why I would rather buy as prices go up than DCA as prices go down. Okay, good points. We got to educate each other on how to trade. Yep. And we also got to educate each other on how to have a proper exit plan. I am looking to, for instance, not just continue to use CMC. I mean, maybe I still do that because it's free. But I've actually, I don't know if you guys watch, for instance, 3T Warriors Academy and their morning shows with like Johnny Crypto and so on. So he's developing this particular app. It's called Merlin, and it's supposed to be a really good portfolio app. I don't know if he's going to be charging for it and whatnot, but I saw a little bit of a demo on it, and it looks really, really good. Like very, very well made. So sorry about the interruption. So with that said, let's see here. Rafael Santos. Yes, sir, Tim. I sold some of my lunch and bought more ALBT and HBAR. Yeah, that's good. All right, guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's show. And if anything, thank you for connecting here tonight and joining us here for Crypto Talk Now. Be on the lookout for more recorded videos. Larry put out some earlier. And if anything, thank you so much. Well, it doesn't matter what the interruption is. We're already about 2 hours into the show anyway. So anyway, thank you guys. And again, be on the lookout for more recorded content. Again, like I mentioned, Larry put out some. Just before I wrap it up, I'll show you just briefly what some of that is here in a moment. Here we go. And we did tick up, which is cool. So here it is. He put out one about an hour ago in regards to XDC with the whole thing with Warren Sapp. There's that one with David Schwartz with XRP, Saitama and XRP, LCX. So what is that? 5 videos with another XRP update. So he put out 5 today. And then yesterday he put out 13, which is something else. But yeah, he's trying to spread them out, which is really cool. And it's nice to see this. So yeah, by all means, if you follow us and you like the recorded content as well, check it out there. And we did tick up. We're now at 9,300 subs. So 700 away from hitting 10,000. That is really, really cool. Shout out to Larry for doing, putting this all together and uploading that. All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for being here tonight. Have a blessed night, everybody. We will see you tomorrow. And I'm just going to highlight some of these key things. Yeah, peace out to everybody. Sandy U, Rafael Santos. I will read that real quick. Sir, my crow trade is big. I'm still waiting for it to pump more. Is that okay? Also have high profits. It's almost a week now. Yeah, of course it's okay. I would sit. If it was me, I'd sit on my crow. I'm still sitting on my crow. So you do the same, Mass Debater. Thank you very much. All right, over and out, guys. Have a good night.